My wife and I love to travel, but we do not like spending money on flights and hotels. And that is why we got 15 credit cards last year and earned over 1 million points and miles to use on future trips. So I'll be showing each credit card that we got approved for last year and then show you the total amount of points and miles that we earned from using this strategy, along with the total amount of value we got from each credit card welcome offer and through spending. So with card number 1, I applied for this one in January. It is the American Express Blue Business Plus. There isn't anything too notable about this welcome offer, only 15,000 AMEX points, but with this one I wanted to get it because it has a really nice 2 times point earning on every purchase that you make. So with the minimum spend requirement of $3,000, I was able to earn 6,000 points just from the first $3,000 I put on this card. There's definitely additional points that you can earn with each card you get approved for, like additional spending beyond the minimum spend requirement or referral bonuses, but just for right now, to keep things very simple, we're just gonna include that minimum spend into this whole points that I earned in the last year. Now, card number 2 is going to be the American Express Business Gold card, and it has that pink border around it. I just wanted to distinguish which cards were mine and which cards were hers. This card comes with a very large $375 annual fee, so it's not meant for most people, but I wanted to go for this one mainly because of the huge welcome offer of 150,000 AMEX points. And the minimum spend on this one at the time was $10,000, and so that's why I put 10,000 AMEX points for the minimum spend, because just on your everyday base purchases, you're just going to be earning 1 times American Express points. Sometimes you can earn 4 times points in certain categories, but I'm just going to go with the low estimate here just to keep things simple and make sure I'm not overestimating anything. And then card number 3 I got in February, and it was the Chase United Business card. There was an elevated offer at the time with this card, 100,000 United miles for making $5,000 of purchases in the first 3 months. And so with that minimum spend came an additional 5,000 United miles, because you're going to be earning 1 times United miles on the everything else category. I'm so happy that I got approved for this, because I've actually used United miles way more than I thought I would before getting approved for this card. It is so nice to use United miles, not just for United domestic flights, but I've received huge outside value from using United miles to book Star Alliance partner flights through United.com. Just to give one example, I took a flight from Nairobi, Kenya with a layover in Ethiopia and then on to Seychelles, an African island nation, and it didn't cost that much, just about 19,000 United miles. And I didn't know if I was necessarily going to take this trip, so there was free cancellation with all United award bookings. I ended up actually taking that flight, and it was a great experience, and I'm so happy that I have this United Business card. Now, card number 4 is going to be the Chase Ink Unlimited. This is a business card, and my wife got approved for this one with a welcome offer of 75,000 Chase points after spending $6,000 in the first 3 months. And also with that minimum spend comes 9,000 Chase points, because with the everything else category on this card, you're going to be earning 1.5 times Chase UR points on every purchase. Next up, card number 5 is another American Express Blue Business Plus. The first one was for me, and this one was for my wife. Again, not a great welcome offer by any means, 15,000 AMEX points, and then with the minimum spend come in with another 6,000 AMEX points. But we just wanted to get both of these cards for me and my wife, because it just made sense to do this in case we ever canceled all of our American Express cards that earn membership rewards points. Well, we would still have the Blue Business Plus in place to make sure that our Amex points don't expire and they don't disappear when we cancel those other cards. It's a really nice placeholder there. And it's a $0 annual fee card, so we thought we might as well get it. Card number 6 on this list, we're going back to Chase. There's the Chase Ink Business Preferred card that my wife got approved for in April. And at the time, the welcome offer was 100,000 Chase points when you spend $8,000 in the first 3 months. And now I believe the standard offer is sitting at 90,000 10,000 Chase points. So not as good as when we applied for this, but it's still a pretty nice card. Again, with that minimum spend, at least earning 8,000 Chase points, but you can earn a lot of points in those 3 times points earning categories. My favorite is the travel category. It's really nice to earn 3 times Chase points in their very broad travel category. Now with card number 7, we're moving over to the Amazon Business Prime card from American Express. This one, it was a very simple, easy card to get because on our Amazon account, we were targeted with a $200 gift card offer for just being approved for the card. The typical offer is earning a $125 Amazon gift card for getting approved, and so we thought, well, an extra $75, that's probably the best offer we're ever going to see on this card, at least for a long time, so let's apply right now. And because it's a business card, it's not going to report to her personal credit report, and so almost no downside with getting this one. Next up is my wife's 5th credit card approval in a row without me even applying for a card, just because it made more sense for our strategy to do this. She got the Chase IHG Business Premier card, and this one is so fantastic because when we're traveling, we stay at a lot of IHG properties, and so we really needed more IHG points. And with the minimum spend of this welcome offer being $4,000, that means a minimum of earning 12,000 IHG points when you factor in that the everything else category is 3 times points. And you may be thinking that this is a ton of business credit cards to be approved for this year, and you're definitely right about that. But for the next card that we're gonna get is the American Express Business Gold card. So yes, my wife got one earlier in the year, and now I'm getting one. And that's because I got an offer from American Express directly in my email for 150,000 AMEX points for spending $10,000 in the first 3 months. And this was at a time when a lot of the business gold offers were increasing their minimum spend from $10,000 to $15,000. If it was $15,000, we would not have been able to hit that minimum spend, but since I got this special targeted offer, it was a fantastic one, and I knew that I had to apply for it. So along with that welcome offer of 150,000 Amex points, also got an additional 10,000 Amex points at minimum for meeting the minimum spend. Going into a few personal cards, the American Airlines Red Aviator card from Barclays was my next pickup. The welcome offer on this card is really amazing. 70,000 American Airlines miles for just making one purchase and paying the annual fee. I figured paying the $99 annual fee, making one simple, easy purchase, getting so many American Airlines miles was a deal that was just perfect for my situation. And it was so perfect that I had my wife apply for this card. And again, same welcome offer and all of that, 70,000 American Airlines miles. And I wanted to make sure I jumped on this card before it eventually goes away, because Citi will become the sole issuer of American Airlines cards in somewhere around 2026. And so this might be the last opportunity we get to apply for these Barclays American Airlines cards. So that was perfect. And in a similar note, I also applied for the Barclays Hawaiian Airlines cards because these ones might be going away soon. So first up, my wife applied for it with a welcome offer of 70,000 Hawaiian Airlines miles for, again, just making one single purchase. And we didn't even have to pay the annual fee before they granted us these miles. Of course, we paid the $99 annual fee later, but it was so nice to see these show up in our account, especially because right now you can transfer your Hawaiian Airlines miles over to Alaska miles, and Alaska miles are super valuable. I booked a ton of trips with the Alaska miles I have in our accounts, and I'll just tell you that American miles and Alaska miles, they're both fantastic. And I also got this card, but before I got this one, I got a Chase Ink Unlimited. This one was during an elevated welcome offer period where I could earn 90,000 Chase Ultimate Rewards points for spending $6,000 in the first 3 months. Better than the one my wife applied for earlier in the year when she only got 75,000 points. And then the minimum spend, earning an additional 9,000 4,000 Chase points. No huge downside to getting this card because of that $0 annual fee, and so I was so happy to get more flexible points to spend. And then the next card I ended up getting was the Barclays Hawaiian Airlines card. So with the 70,000 Hawaiian Airlines miles from this welcome offer, along with my wife's 70,000 Hawaiian Airlines miles, that's 140,000 miles just right there for getting two cards, paying annual fees of $198 and making one purchase. And now I'll show you a card number 15 in this video, and then after that I'll go into the total value I've received from all of these credit cards that we have been approved for. So card number 15 is the Alaska Airlines card, and this is the personal version of this card. They have a personal and a business, and my wife got a targeted email offer for 80,000 Alaska Airlines miles for spending $4,000 in the first 90 days. This one is great because it's the highest offer I've seen on this card in a while, and then along with the additional 4,000 Alaska miles for meeting the minimum spend, I feel like that's a pretty solid offer to get. And we're super excited about that because we can pair it with our Hawaiian Airlines miles that we recently got from our other approvals. So all of the credit card points that I earned from welcome offers and hitting the minimum spend requirement, I put it all into this table right here, starting with the most amount of points at the top and then going all the way down to that $200 Amazon gift card. And if you add up all of the points that I earned from this year from welcome offers, just over 1.2 million points for that, and then the minimum spend earning an additional 79,000 points for a total of just under 1.3 million credit card points just from getting approved for credit cards and putting spend on the new cards that we get. And that's why I apply for so many new credit cards throughout the year, because earning welcome bonuses on these cards just earn way more points than putting spend on all of your cards that you already have. You might as well get the new ones and get the welcome offers. And so 1.3 million credit card points, that's a ton, but for some of you, you might not be able to figure out an exact value for all of these points, and so I try to make it pretty simple. I have two valuations. The first one is the conservative value. I basically took the bare minimum of what anybody would accept from these credit card points. So for instance, Chase points, you can cash them out for 1 cent per point. So I did 265,000 Chase points. It would actually equal $2,650. And then with Amex points, I also did that same valuation of 1 cent per point. And then with IHG points, I did half a cent per point. American miles, Hawaiian miles, United, Alaska, all of the airline miles, I did 1 cent per point, and then the Amazon gift card is also 1 cent per point. So I came to a conservative value. After all of that, these numbers are still pretty large. The welcome offers were almost $12,000 just right there for a very, very conservative estimate, and then an additional $730 for minimum spends, so $12,580 earned. But of course, we're not just going to cash out all of our points for the worst value you can imagine. I'm going to try to get maximum value out of these by using the points for transfer partners and going on big international trips whenever I can. And so the maximized value, it's not even the full maximum value, because of course you can get that if you fly business class for 16 hours and things like that. But I just did a very also conservative estimate, but assuming you use these points for traveling. So for Amex and Chase points, I did 2 cents per point. IHG, I did 0.7 cents per point, even though I can get more value than that. And then with the airline miles, I did 1.5 cents per point, even though I can definitely get way more value than that too. And so after doing all of those calculations, that comes out to welcome offers. I got $20,000 worth of value from just applying for new credit cards and being approved. And then the minimum spend, again, there's not a lot of money there, but it's over $1,000 of value. And so to almost earn $22,000 of value by simply getting approved for credit cards, like, this is such an amazing hobby to have, and I'm so grateful that I found out about points points and miles so that I can use these points for traveling all over the world. This number beats what I was able to accomplish last year, and now this is my target goal to get for this year. Try to beat that number. And so I'll be applying for a lot of cards throughout the year and putting them on this YouTube channel so that you can get more information about what cards you may want to apply for next. If you're thinking about getting your next card soon, I do have referral links in the description below. It really helps support my work when you guys use those links. And if you want to check out a recent video I made about the last card I got approved for, the Alaska Airlines card, that video will be right there for you. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.